Hi, and welcome to beautifulbridesplanner.com tutorials. Today's tutorial is going to be on guest management, adding guests, deleting guests, managing your guest list, and so on. We're going to get started right away, and first of all, we're going to click on our Manage Guest button, and this is what's going to open up. You can actually move your Manage Guest form or adding guest form over here just a little bit. I've already partially filled it in. It's very simple. You just add the first name, the last name, the email address, if you know it, would be a great help for later. The gender, so it's a gentleman, so we're going to add him as a male, of course. The category, you can choose from a number of different categories down here. You don't have to fill this in at all if you want. Just leave it as is. Group. This part of the form is going to really help you out later. And what we mean by group here, let's say for instance you all want to sit together at a table at the reception. Your family all wants to sit together. So what we'll do here is we're going to add a name that is going to become this new group. So now, let's say for instance John Carroll here, he wants to add his wife and his son and his daughter and a few other friends. Well, each time you add people in, if you want them to sit together, you look for that group name or you create a new group name, whatever you'd like, and they will be added to that group. So later on when you're sitting guests at tables, you'll click on the group Carol, and everybody that's registered under that last name will be in that group and they'll be able to sit together. You would add in your city and of course the province, whichever province you're from. List. We have A list, we have B list, and we have none. A list, B list is very helpful tool, especially if you think you might go over on your guest list. So everybody you want that has to come to that wedding, you want to make sure that you put them on the A list. And if it's office friends and staff that possibly, if you went over on your list, you might be able to cut, well then you'd put them on the B list. You would want to know whether the people registered are adults, teenagers, or child. So you could easily have maybe a booster chair or something like that available for a child, teenager, and adult. That's fine. Next thing you're going to do is you're just going to go down to the save button down at the bottom and you're going to save this person. And of course you're going to get the message that it was saved successfully. And the next thing that's going to open up is going to be your actual guest list. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and there's John Carroll. Now let's say for instance we made some information that wasn't correct. We entered maybe he isn't the best man. So we're going to change that. Let's say, for instance, we want to sit him with a different group. We could. We're going to scroll way across here. I'm going to grab the scroll bar here, scroll across, and maybe we do want him on the A list. Let's say perhaps you don't want him to come to your wedding at all. All these red buttons here are the delete guest. So you click the button, it says, are you sure you want to delete this guest? You click OK. That guest is now deleted. Click OK, and we're back to where we were. So that's how you add guests, delete guests, edit guests. Remember, you're editing. The only way to edit is to click on the little pencil. After you're done editing, if you don't delete, you're just going to come back and you're just going to click the little save icon here. And this other button here is just to cancel your edit altogether. So you're going to go there. Now, the next thing we want to do from the guest management is you're going to see that it's managed guests, but there's also managed groups. In your managed groups, if you want to pre-add all the different groups ahead of time, there's Carol there. Now I can add, let's say, Jones. We can add that to the list. You know, whatever you'd like to add to the list, you can add, and you can save it, and it'll now be in the drop-down menu when you're adding guests. The next thing we're going to do from the managed guest list is guest report. This report just basically tells you everybody that you have in your guest list, whether they've RSVP'd or not, teenager, adults, and so on. The guest list here is going to be where After you've added guests to the table, and this guest list is going to tell you who's sitting at what table, what their name is, and what table they're sitting at. So that is your tutorial today for adding and deleting guests, checking out your guest list, guest reports, and I want to thank you for watching this video from beautifulbridesplanner.com, and we look forward to seeing you on a few other tutorial videos. Thank you.